All right, here we go. Round 3 done. Benetton and Zebre are sitting 7th and 8th of the URC. If somebody had told you that a couple of weeks before the season, would you have taken it? I think I would.
Zebre for sure. Benetton's fine. However, that's the opposite of how this weekend panned out. When I was very happy about Benetton, I'm very disappointed in Zebre,
Yeah.
which actually means that supporting the two clubs now is actually more of a pain than fun.
Oh, I
Because
disagree. I think I
you
don't.
didn't even watch the Zebre game. Didn't even watch it.
I
So
watched the
that's why you're
highlights.
happy, because it was a shit show.
All right. Some of us are busy. Some of us have lives that take us through working Saturdays and Sundays. I haven't been able to watch the Zebra game, but then the way that Eddie recounted it to me, it felt like more pain than it was worth. And as long as one of us has watched it in its entirety and recount it as a with the rugby knowledge that the listener needs to understand what went wrong, I think that's all that matters. Let's be honest. Coach is here for his good looks and charm. I'm here to just add a female voice to the equation.
Whoa. Whoa. Don't you out us as sexists on our own podcast.
I am.
Oh, welcome back, everyone. Coach has just landed back in Birmingham. He is looking. I mean, this is the 4th time I've said it, so it does actually sound like I'm.
No one else has heard. We just press record.
He looks great. He's looking very tanned. He looks like a Russell Crowe circa 1992.
He looked like a slightly overweight Russell Crowe
Okay.
auditioning for the Backstreet Boys.
Yes. Because for the last 3 months, every time we see Coach, Eddie goes, "Have you dyed your hair?" And it's got kind of these lovely blonde tips going on.
Yeah, I go blonde in the sun.
He's glowing.
He is glowing.
Got a blonde beard.
I think this is the best you've looked in a long time.
It's not bad, is it? When the sun is on a Brummie's skin.
A little bit of vitamin D. That's all it is. Honestly, I mean, there is a reason that people go like Mediterraneans are attractive, and it is as simple as vitamin D.
D indeed.
Whoa. That's fine. That's fine. Right. Rich has got the D and now he's looking flush. It's great. Right, moving on.
So, the rugby this weekend. Guys, this is so efficient. We're straight on it. Sunday night, recording this podcast. It's what we've said we've needed to do for the last 4 seasons, and we've finally done it. So, let's jump straight in. Do you think we should start with... I was going to say, should we start with Zebre?
No.
The games were at identical times. Fine, we'll start with Benetton. First of all, URC, hear us out. Please don't schedule the only 2 Italian games every weekend at the same time. They've done it multiple times. I think they probably will do it again this season. Just stop doing it because it's really annoying.
I can't remember them doing it before.
They definitely did it in previous years.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, stop doing that because it just makes it really tricky to avoid scores and to stay off grid. Yeah, we can't all be preppers with
One of us is.
hats, but we can't all be. So, Benetton versus the Lions. Now, the Lions had come off of. Okay, so for the listener, because we still aren't putting these on YouTube, Coach is now holding up his power bank. When we talk about power banks, I don't know, the average person, i.e. me, when I talk about a power bank, I mean like a phone power bank that you take with you in your bag.
Now he's holding up a solar panel.
And he has these to hand. He hasn't moved from the spot that he's
They have to be in
from.
the room just in case.
So his power bank is about the size of a working suitcase, like a trolley suitcase.
Anything you could screw in a nail or defend yourself with within arm's reach? Perhaps a torch with a jagged end.
2 meters away.
Okay.
That's good. Legally, you're covered.
I'm not doing myself any favors. Everything I own is in this room.
And those are the important things. The most important things are at arm's reach.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if a weapon is like actually too accessible, then it can be deemed as like premeditative. So it needs to be. No, hang on. If it's if it's if you have to go to it in another room, then that's premeditative. So you've got to have it close enough to you that you can go like, oh, I just happened to grab this.
By nunchucks.
Yeah, the nunchucks just happened to be at the other side of the room. I grabbed them to defend myself.
It happens.
Yeah. Anyway,
Sorry, I've
rugby.
derailed you.
Yeah, so we're talking about power banks. I don't know how we started talking about.
I'll rail you.
Okay, so there was Benetton versus the Lions. Lions coming off of a defeat to Zebre the previous week. Now the Lions travelled a couple of hours up north. I wonder if they took the Benetton bus. I'm trying to keep this podcast serious. The two of them are in hysterics. Travelled a couple of hours up north to play Benetton this weekend. I was hoping that they would show us a different kit, but it appears that they did not bring a change of clothes. So the Lions played in the same kit as last weekend.
Graffiti.
And even the commentators were complaining about not specifically the kit, but the fact that the kit is so poorly designed that you can't actually read the numbers of the players on the back of
because
the
I
kit.
couldn't tell which player Jesse was holding into the ruck because it's the numbers unclear on the
Because the
back.
numbers blend into the graffiti.
Alas.
Anyway, that's the last we'll have to see of the Lions versus the Italian clubs for the rest of the season. So we don't have to comment on the
Let's
kit
talk
again.
about the game. So, in all honesty, Benetton were in control from start to finish. And it was never in doubt, as in never in doubt once the game had started. It wasn't like, we're never in doubt, we're never going to lose that. No arrogance. But as soon as the game started, Benetton looked comfortable. And they looked like a great side. In all aspects of the game, they just looked like they had everything under control. They were looking dominant across the pitch. I don't know what else to say, really. Lewis Liner scored 4 tries. All right. Tackling, slightly suspect. The Lions did make a little bit of their gains down his wing. But
He did save a try with a sort of...
he did save a try with an excellent tackle. I think it's passive tackling is the issue down there. I don't know. He did save a try, to be honest, by pumping that ball out of a Lions player's hands, and he scored 4. So deserved player of the match.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And Quesada was in the stands, and he saw it. And to be honest, all the back three, Mendy being back, Rhino Smith at fullback, and Liner. If I was the head coach of Benetton, I would just regurgitate that back three again in Edinburgh and keep them going.
Me too.
Because they looked like they were absolutely in tune with each other in every way, and they were all rapid.
Yeah.
There might be teams out there with a faster back three than that, but I'm going to wager like 90% of back threes are slower than those. That is a really rapid, elite try-scoring back three, and they were working so well together.
That's the key. It's the syncedness. I don't think that's a word, but the in syncness of them together. We talk about Zebre team that really plays in sync. Benetton often don't feel that way. They've got brilliant players, but often, they come together for the team, but it doesn't really feel like a jelly syncy movement. Whereas
two of their tries started in their own half and went through all 3 of their hands.
Yeah. No. The 3 of them together looked like they were just pinging.
Mendy
zinging.
was on fire as well.
Yeah, Mendy to be as on fire as he was, to create so much and score no tries, I think is testament to how well they were just linking up. It was excellent. It was so much fun to watch.
So an attack, Rhino, Mendy and Lewis. I would just keep that going.
Is it Lewis or Louis?
Lewis.
Either way.
It's spelt Louis, but they say Lewis.
Well, they say Jesse about 60 different ways.
Because I've heard other people say Louis Liner or Lewis Liner. Anyway, we'll ask him when he comes on the pod. But it wasn't just them that were creating great attacking movement. It was everybody on the ball was driving forward. There was real momentum onto the ball in a way in which like Benetton haven't really clicked into gear yet. So it was great to see the hunger in attack from forwards as well as backs.
Partly down to my favourite new Benetton player who's going to leave us. And it makes me sad.
Do you know who he's going to say, coach?
No.
What's
Actually
his
don't.
favourite position?
Oh, scrum half. When's he leaving?
Louis Wershon.
Christmas.
Louis Wershon, who's come over from the Queensland Reds, has been an instant hit in Treviso. I love him. I think he's amazing. At 22 years old, he's got an absolutely awful haircut. He plays with a smile. He's quick. His service is good. His kicking game's good. He's defensively absolutely everywhere at all times. He's got great positional work. I think he will be a Wallaby one day, and it makes me really sad that he's going to leave.
Well, that he has to leave. It's not his choice, but he has to go back at Christmas.
Did you hear the applause that the crowd gave when he came off? Like,
It was nuts. It was like they don't give that for Menoncello. They don't give that for anyone.
he's turned up, and now he's like Treviso's favourite son.
Yeah.
And rightly so. I mean, one of the Lewis Liner's second try cut an amazing angle, but it was Wilson's like half break round the corner, get the arms free, pass round the back, and it was like that is just such classy play. It's so classy. It's as classy as it gets.
Yeah.
This guy's the real deal. He's the absolute real deal.
Apparently, Eddie was saying he's like third choice scrum half at Queensland Reds, and you're like, what's going on there?
Well, he's young, but he's getting the game time he needs. He's electric.
It's so interesting that Benetton has straight away gone like, great, you're starting. They've obviously recognised and seen something that really clicks in the way that he plays and the way that they want to play and the way that he's linking up with players. Like he seems like he is Benetton through and through in the way in which like he gives a shit. He is so excited with everything they win, so disappointed in himself when he fucks up. It's so much fun. I think he's so much fun.
He oozes scrum half energy.
Yeah.
Oozes it. He's bossing people around all the time, but also he puts in all the hard work.
His haircut is unbearable.
Like he's tackling off the scrum. He's getting back when kicks are going over the top. He's doing all the hard work stuff outside of your, traditional passing scrum half. He's also keeping forwards honest. He's doing all of it. The guy's brilliant. I absolutely love him. And I'm not going to let him go back to Australia. I'll close the airports. I'll puncture his tyres. He's not going anywhere.
Well, I think you're not
Stay with
alone.
us.
No, it feels very much like everywhere I look, there's like a carbo starter to like click here, but like this for keeping Louis Welsh on Treviso, and it's gaining traction. Like generally, all the comments are like, "We love you." I was amazed at the applause that he got when he came off because I don't think I've had. I can't think of anyone in recent time that has got that level of applause.
But it's so deserved.
Yeah.
It's so deserved. And like he's come in and it's just clicked so well. We've seen so many nines come and go, other players come and go, and some of them just don't fit. They never fit. They never would fit, never will fit. But he fits immediately. Immediately he is perfect for the way Benetton play.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's really fun, really exciting. We've been saying for a while that's kind of a missing key to Benetton for a few years now, sort of Duvenage leaving. Duvenage was great. Tebaldi years ago leaving. Like that.
Yeah, I still find it really weird seeing Duvenage play for the Stormers. Yeah. Even though he's granted played more games for the Stormers than he has for Benetton, but I find it weird. Welshon did have a box kick charge down though, but that's just to prove that he is Benetton through and through.
It was great to see Andrew Brace back. I've missed him, and I really appreciate, as I'll always say, as did the commentators, him just making really clear instructions in Italian. The commentators loved that. They were like, ah, this is so nice. They would just repeat every time he would say fuori gioco. They were like, oh, isn't that nice, fuori gioco? They're like,
Mischia.
Mischia. They were like, it gives a sense of fair play, not just about it being clear to the Italian players, but it's just about fair play because actually, it shouldn't be a given that you have to know every intricacy in a different language.
Well, yes. The ORC is an English-speaking league, but it is a sign of respect.
Yeah.
100% it's a sign of respect, and that is to be respected.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do it. He could just referee in English. Most refs do. But the fact that he does learn key terms in Italian is to be commended. It's a tip of the cap to the fact it's an international league, and a respect to the fact that it's an Italian club that he's refereeing. I think it's fantastic. I don't think anyone would say it's not fantastic. You could argue that the other side might be like, what the fuck's this guy saying?
Yeah, but he's speaking to one team.
Yeah. No, I think it's fantastic. Also, these guys know what it all means.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, he was throwing out yellow cards towards the second half of that game, towards the end of the game. Yellow cards were flying like hotcakes out of his pocket.
I love it though, it's consistent.
Yellow card, yellow
You knock
card.
that ball on and look slightly suspect, you're gone. You're gone.
I think he gave 4 yellow cards in the space of less than 20 minutes. In the final 20 minutes.
But he kept going. You know, the game's dead, it's 79 minutes, and he's still like, show me that on the screen.
Yeah.
And it's a long run back.
We know it's a long run.
They have to run all the way back to the end of the. It's like the bleep test.
I will say this about Bracey because I was watching it with someone who wasn't a rugby player, isn't a rugby person, and having Bracey in the middle made explaining the laws of the game much simpler. And I think that's testament to his refereeing. That when he's refereeing, it's easier to explain because that's how clear he is.
Yeah.
It was a fun game.
It was. I mean, what was it? 6 tries in the end? It was amazing. And it was, obviously Lina scoring 4 of them. But, tries were coming here, there, and actually not everywhere in the second half. In the second half, it was Benetton got 3 points in the first minute of the second half. But beyond that, it was pretty much like even Stevens, no points on the board for anyone for like at least 25 minutes of that second half. So.
And then Benetton scored 2.
And then Benetton scored 2.
Well, I would like to say that when we talk about Benetton playing well and we know what they're capable of, that was it.
Yeah.
That's what we mean. That they can run, they can defend, they can do things in the wings.
Do you think, I agree with you, do you think against a better team though, I thought in attack they showed a lot of fun promise. I do think they gave away some soft, silly tries.
Yeah, they did.
Well, 2.
There was 2, yeah.
3.
And a few penalties as well. But I felt like it was a team that was definitely improving game on game. And I think they've got way more to go.
I also think it's, from me anyway, it felt very clear the things that you're like, okay, guys, this was good. It's very easy to identify the things that need working on. And for me, it was, let's not get turned over from the restart, which happened twice. It was like, I mean, the Lions were doing an exceptional job of just turning over everything.
And the breakdown, the Lions were phenomenal.
It was mental.
Even when you saw it coming and the Benetton players saw the turnover coming, in that split second between them seeing it coming and getting in there, it's too late.
Yeah.
The second Lions players all over the ball. Like, already all over the ball. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. At the breakdown, the Lions were ferocious. Absolutely ferocious. But across the park, Benetton had them. I think it was lovely to see Lorenzo Canone playing. Intensity that he brings. He's just literally Michelangelo's David on a rugby pitch. Gajo back, then yellow carded because he just decided to tackle someone miles off the ball and then he complained about it.
He decided to tackle the world's largest man.
The world's largest man, 150 kilos worth of man.
I love that. I loved his face as soon as the whistle went, he rolled over and looked towards the ref and was like, he knew.
Yeah.
Because he's just
like jogging
to be fair, he just cheap shotted someone like right in the small of their back, about 5 meters away from the ball.
I liked it.
And he goes like, me? No. And then he's off, he's shaking his head, but really like, why did you do that?
Yeah, obviously if we were losing, I wouldn't have liked that. But because we were winning, I was like, nah. It's like it's like your brother screwing up. Like, nah. Funny though.
But yes, I do think there were some moments in defense where you're just like, guys, this is a bit soft. Like we shouldn't be giving away tries quite that easily. But the Lions did create some space and they did create some break.
The Lions run the ball well. They always have run the ball
Yeah.
well. And in South Africa, when you go to play there, they run it really well. We won't see that this year because we played them in Italy twice. But yeah, I mean, I think it was a fantastic Benetton performance. It sounds these are all platitudes, but it was just a general good performance. Jacob at 10, he was pulling strings, Fekatoa doing what Fekatoa does, Drago comes on, Drago does what Drago does. He gave that it was a key part of that last try that Benetton scored. His pass to Rhino Smith was a little bit behind him, but he sucked up the defenders in doing it. That looked good. We said like Wershon was phenomenal. He makes all other Benetton scrum halves, past and present, except for maybe Tito Tabaldi, look thoroughly boring at times, which is not an insult to them. I just think he's got it. You look at what it is. Mark my words. This kid will be the next Rafter Clerk. He's got it. He's absolutely got it. There's nothing that I see in the way he plays at his age that give him 4 years, he will be playing for the Wallabies. Guaranteed. He cannot not be. The only reason he wouldn't be playing for the Wallabies is if he doesn't get game time at Queensland. And if he doesn't get game time at Queensland, come back to us. I don't see a single part of his game which I think needs like work. Like, oh, that's the thing that holds him back. Like he's got it all. Across the board, he's got everything. I don't think he missed any tackles. He missed one tackle. He wasn't even a missed tackle down the wing where Liner knocked it out the guy's hand. But that was a covering tackle, so it doesn't really count. But he puts himself in places to make decent tackles. He's not afraid of contact. This podcast isn't just about him. His haircut is shit.
But then
total shit.
Somebody did reply to you.
They love his haircut. I got messages from Queensland Red supporters saying his haircut's the best bit.
It is.
And I would argue
it's a brand thing.
Devil's advocate. Yeah, without that haircut, he's just a dude. With that haircut, we know his name.
But isn't it also nice to watch someone play rugby who just looks like they love playing rugby?
Yeah.
We have had that in the past.
No, you have, but it's so much more fun to watch. Like
Bram Stain would always play with a smile on their face.
Like, yeah, exactly. Bram Stain always played with a smile on his face. It's so fun to watch. Like, you know how lucky you are, don't you? You know that you could be working in an office or doing whatever and you're not. You're doing this and this is so much more fun.
Yeah.
And you can just see, like, I love players that play with a smile.
Yeah.
It's like it's a joy to watch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching people have fun is so much more fun.
It definitely felt overall like Benetton were a much more united team than they have felt for a very long time. I know we spent a lot of time last season talking about the disjointedness and stuff just not clicking into place. And yesterday, it did really feel like things were slotting into place and there was a lot of symbiosis within which the team was playing. Like Lamaro, all of them actually, not just Lamaro, they were all like gassing themselves up every time they won a scrum penalty, or they even silly things like the other team knocked the ball on. They were like, it just felt a little bit like something was clicking into place and the energy was back.
Nicola Canone was buzzing. Isaacal was buzzing. I thought Ella Snyman had a fantastic game as well.
Yeah.
Really good game from Snyman. and then Favreto comes on. He's fantastic. We're just like listing players now who just
Yeah.
happen to be in the squad. Um,
But yeah, even the forwards, Ferrari forwards like pick and go, pick and go, pick and go. They like, but it wasn't a really static pick and go for their, I think was their third try. It was like a really, what's the word I want? I'm propelling myself forward. It was a really dynamic pick and go. Everything was met with like running onto balls, forcing, like breaking the line. It just felt like the energy was there from everyone.
yeah, everything starts coming out. Andy Uren had a good game when he came on as well. Spaniola's got a baby face. It's got nothing with anything, but he has. Everything he does, he looks like a teddy bear, except like a teddy bear that will kill you.
like a
But he had a
bear.
great game. He had a great game.
Yeah. I mean, you could go like where points to improve on. I would definitely say a little bit in defense, like we mentioned it before. Liner manages to knock the ball out of the guy's hand as he's scoring the try, but a second later, they've scored a try again through the largest man of all time. But still,
No, but the largest man of all time. But that's not the point. The point was that somehow they ended up with a like
back in that
3 or 4 man overlap
exactly
down the left-hand side of the pitch.
78 minutes
How
in.
did they get that? How did they have that many people?
78 minutes in, Benetton are a man up, they're a man down, and somehow they score a try. Like a really dumb, basic bitch try. I get that you're tired and I get that you're probably 20 odd points up. And so you know, it's not like last weekend where it was like, we cannot concede. I get that. And so that's my benefit of the doubt in that situation. It's the kind of like they were like, oh, whatever, like, fine. It's not as important. And so you let them score. But it did just feel a bit soft at times. But I guess, again,
Yeah, no, that's true. But overall, it was fantastic. Menoncello, if there's one problem with Menoncello's game, is the way he takes contact means he's easily held up sometimes or easily turned over because he takes contact and fights up high quite a lot, which granted he's physically able to do and talented enough to do, but it does mean that he can be targeted.
Yeah.
I would say the Lions were just exceptional with their jackling and
Oh yeah, they were.
breakdowns.
They were.
It was neck like I couldn't get my head around how quick they were. It was
Yeah,
nuts.
they weren't playing badly at all. They're very dangerous, which is probably why we think those tries were a bit soft. But they are
Yeah,
that good when they
maybe.
want to be.
We see what they've done in South Africa. They've torn teams apart in South Africa.
Yeah.
They're running, and the couple of tries they scored against Zebre last week when they switch it on,
Mm.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
difficult. And then obviously at the end, Benetton conceded a try in like the late 70s, but it's hard to like give yourself fully in those contact situations when you know that you've got the
Well,
bonus
that's what
point.
I've just said. Yeah.
The game's gone. You're like, nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Final score, Benetton 41, Lions 15. So Benetton walk away with 5 points, leaving them 7th in the URC table after round 3. Now, the one thing I would say about the URC table, though, is that I think there's a couple of teams that are game down because
Yeah, a couple.
some games postponed.
Yeah, because of the weather.
But apart from that, I think it is only a couple. Yeah, it is Scarlets, Edinburgh, Ulster, and Connacht. Fine. Which does make a difference because that's, granted, Scarlets are sitting rock bottom, Edinburgh sort of 12th, but I mean, we're still very early days. Like,
Early days, we're in touch after the poor first game against Connacht. It's a good turnaround. Who's next?
you're going to have to
Edinburgh away.
scores.
Edinburgh away. Of course, it's Edinburgh away because I might be going to it.
Yeah.
Historically, we don't, well, we do all right at Edinburgh. Yeah. Yeah.
Glasgow away, which is the
Yeah, but that's brutal for anyone.
psycho game. I've never been to Edinburgh away, so
What? Have we not?
no.
Oh, I was sure we had. Fine. Well, then, yes, it's Edinburgh away this weekend. Coach, do you want to go with Eddie?
Essentially, yeah. I can have a look.
That's cute.
Get the train or
Yeah.
anything to get me out of Birmingham.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see what Benetton can do in Edinburgh. Edinburgh are currently sitting 12th. They have won 0 games. Oh, but they have got a game in hand.
Yeah, well, that was I think it's the Scarlets was typhooned off or
Fine.
hurricaned off or
Fine. So Edinburgh will be desperately looking for a win next weekend. I think Benetton need to not be silly little buggers and send an actual team.
Edinburgh were beaten by Zebre Park.
Yeah, Edinburgh are going to be flipping hungry. I think, we can do what we did last year, which was basically send, no disrespect to anyone, everyone is great, but essentially send like a B team whenever we were going away. That can't happen this year. We need to start winning games away.
I think our depth is too good for that. And also, yeah, well, that's it. The depth is too good. And if Benetton are going to be a championship side, it's important that they compete with these games. And so they need to send a team to win. And they will, I'm sure.
And they should win. Zebre, on the other hand, are playing the Stormers. We have a couple of listeners who live. I'm unclear about whether they live between Italy and South Africa, but they live mainly in South Africa, Stormers fans, but then they're also kind of Italian rugby fans. And they've messaged saying that they're going to be at the Zebre game. And they were asking me about the hospitality situation, which I said I think is the best in the URC.
It's amazing.
I think Zebre is the best in the URC for hospitality.
Good ham.
Great ham.
Great cheese, great wine. And the whole place overlooks the pitch, which is a really lovely place to be. And it's a stunning view.
Stormers at home. I mean, Stormers anywhere. Stormers is Stormers.
Stormers are winning everything. Stormers have won the competition before. We haven't actually spoken about Zebre's last game, which is yesterday. We'll quickly touch on that. Zebre were screwed over, battered, beaten by Ospreys. Good for Ospreys. Well done then.
24-0.
That's all you know.
I would like to apologize to someone who might be listening called Stephen. I'm sorry that I said put a bet on, a substantial bet, because I was obviously drunk. Well, I stand by it at the time. I just said, look, they're on a tear. I've got an Italian rugby podcast. I think I've gotten in. Let's just check the odds. It was 31-1 or something. I thought, I'm going to do this guy a massive favor here with all this knowledge. And we spoke about it at length. And in fact, he came up to me multiple times at night going, are you sure? Are you sure? Because the odds are crazy. And I was like, yeah. They're on a tear. They're on a tear.
Put it all on red.
They're unbelievable. They're going to be the next big thing. And I haven't heard from him since. So I'm assuming he did put the bet on and lost a bit of money there. At least 50 euros.
Was he somebody from the wedding?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Sorry, Stephen.
We're sorry, Stephen.
That's gambling. About it, Stephen.
That's gambling for you. That's gambling.
It is.
You're a gambler. That's what happens.
Don't bet anything you're not prepared to lose.
That's
what they say.
Don't listen to this man in the pub.
We could do gambling ads. I think that was a responsible way to advertise gambling.
But despite coach's drunken gambling advice, I think that was pretty good because.
Would you have bet it?
I would have taken those odds all day.
100%, wouldn't you?
So disappointed with what I saw from Zebre. Their hands were as bad as I've seen their hands in the last 2 years, 3 years. Like, they knocked on everything. There were 3 forward passes in the first 18 minutes. The whole thing was a shit show. When they gave themselves an opportunity, they killed themselves. In defense, the Ospreys were playing typical. Anyone that's played like against an age group regional Welsh side will know the exact way that these guys play. Where like every time they take contact, it's like a step, a drop of the hip, a jink every single time. Like every single time these guys took contact, it was met like they did it with like a Jonathan Davies sort of jink and step, and Zebre fell for it every single time and ended up missing 42 tackles, 41 defenders beaten,
Yeah.
and even with that, Ospreys didn't get a four-try bonus point because Zebre's scrambling defense and their effort was phenomenal. But in
Oh.
attack as well, they developed this weird kicking game that they'd never ever done this weird kicking game. But they decided to kick it in attack all the time. And it was like, why are you doing that? That's not how you play. And the Ospreys just get it and then run back and break the tackles and off they go. And then you could tell Ospreys were getting their tails up a little bit. You could also feel that, this game was definitely in Wales. It wasn't in Parma. You could feel it.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference. You're like, okay, this is now real. Like, you've had your little cozy wins. That's patronizing, little cozy wins. But you've had your wins in Parma against big sides, but it's on your turf, in your town. You've gotten your nice cars, driven to the stadium, won the game, gone home. Traveling to Wales in front of Welsh fans is an entirely different thing on Welsh soil, Welsh air, all of it entirely different. And I felt like Zebre weren't, that kind of threw them a little bit. And so the way they played didn't quite click. They're trying to push things, not push things. The kicking game was weird. They gave up on the kicking game. They tried to run it from their own dead ball line three times, which actually worked better for them. But then also just accuracy. There was fantastic breaks, and each time it was either knocked on the floor or the last pass was shit or it was forward. And like they were their own worst enemy. It was really infuriating to watch because it was 24-0, but I feel like if that game was played again next week after a talking to, Zebre could still win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 24-0, they were. I didn't feel like they were the shitter side. I didn't feel like they were like outmanned, out. They had like lesser quality, etc., etc. They were just not showing themselves in their best light, which was desperately disappointing. The 9-10 axis that was changed for me didn't quite work as well as it has done in earlier games. Dominguez and Farias is not quite Fusco and DeRay.
I mean, yeah, it's not quite, it's
Basically,
just not.
Farias he's poster boy for kicking points for winning games, as we've seen, and he's great. But DeRay, in the absence of Friskintelli, seems to be for me, like wrap that kid up in like cotton wool, look after him. DeRay is the secret to unleashing this back line. And
Mm.
Montemari maybe as well, but then Montemari at 15 made a break and then like didn't give the ball, which would have been a walk-in try and cut in. So DeRay is the man. And then but you've got DeRay and then inside him you'll have Fusco and then Garcia when Garcia's back
Yeah.
from international action.
I don't understand why didn't they bring them or play them?
I know Garcia played a lot for Argentina, so I'm sure he's not around. I don't know why Fusco wasn't there. Fusco's been quite busy, I guess. I don't know. But there was a massive difference there. Their backline struggled to function a bit, and also they had an old guard. How mad is it to call Zan an old guard? But
Yeah,
they
but
had
he is.
Lukin, who has been so important for Zebre Palmer, and Zanon in the centres. You'd think that would be such a strong centre partnership,
Yeah.
but actually, it didn't really have the effect at all. And maybe that was part of the kicking game and what they were doing, which was slightly different, which wasn't really working, but wasn't showing any of the penetration that like Bertocchini and Matza could show, the young guns. And then Marisi came on for Lucan, which is a bit like for like again, like super experienced Italian international, former Benetton player, played in the Premiership. He knows exactly what he's doing, and it still didn't quite do it. So the exciting thing there is actually that, well, outside of the 9-10 partnership, which I think wasn't quite as good as it has been, that the real excitement has come from players that basically no one's even really heard of. And the big names actually aren't bringing the fire. That sounds really harsh. It's not meant to be harsh. It's just on what I saw in that game. You're nilled. All right. If you are nilled, it means your attack is non-functioning. So we have to analyze the attack which didn't score the fucking points. And that's what the attack was.
And my
And
mate
that's
lost
it.
50 quid.
And he lost it to third. Oh, and the scrum was being battered all over the place. The scrum was being driven back all over the place. And the line out didn't exist. So God knows what was going on in Wales because all the stuff we talked about the week before, like, oh, the scrum's so good. Two players in the team of the week, URC front row, and then, oh, the line out's been amazing. The line out couldn't have been shitter.
What it just goes to show you.
Scrum could not have been more put under the fucking.
It goes to show you, like, because it's not like it was a bad team. On paper, I was like, that's a team. That's a good team. The team that they put out, I was like, that seems like a good team. But in essence, it just goes to show you week to week, place to place, how much can change.
Yeah.
However, Zebre are still sitting in exactly the same spot as Benetton. They have as many games won, as many bonus points. They are literally identical if you look at them in the table. Sitting seventh and eighth, right there, slap bang in the middle. Well, top of the middle. Stormers at home is going to be tough, but
But it's at home. And also, I would add, Brunello is an incredible coach. This squad and these players are fantastic, which is what made it so frustrating because they could have scored tries and kept cocking it up.
Just keep it up, guys. Keep it up.
Keep the ball up. Keep the ball up.
Yeah.
something about Stormers, Brunello.
Oh, yeah. No, that was the point. That was entirely the point. Is that they had two good games and they've had a bad game.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Benetton have had two good games in a bag.
Brunello is a fantastic coach, and these players are good. And it's a new season, and they're doing things a new way. So that's stats and analysis territory for them to go, right, we tried this didn't work. We tried this did work. We tried that did work. We tried this didn't work. And they can actually start to put together a really detailed piece of like, all right, what is it that works really, really well? And there might even be things in the real in-depth aspect of it that they tried in Ospreys, which did work, small things. And it's all putting together these pieces so this young team can then be super, super successful. But you learn a lot from defeat and you learn a lot from what doesn't work. And yes, it was desperately annoying and desperately frustrating, but learning something definitely doesn't work is a very useful learning experience. But unlike in the past, they've already had two wins on their back. So,
Yeah.
so saying like, oh, that doesn't work, well, they know what does work. They could just revert back to that. Stop kicking the fucking ball first, second phase. What the fuck is that? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? You're Zebre Palmer. You're
Yeah.
one of the most exciting running teams in the league. And you're kicking the ball first, second phase for what?
Who was kicking it?
Friars.
Mm.
I'm probably saying his name wrong.
We shall see. What made Coach mad this week?
Well, don't want to be too harsh, but the pitch at Benetton.
It's a mess.
What's going on? No stand and the pitch don't work. Is everything okay?
It's beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's the first, second game on that pitch.
It is cutting up a little bit easily, isn't it? Yeah.
The pitch has usually been immaculate. I've never seen any problem with the pitch in years. But what's happened? Was there floods? It didn't make me mad. It was just like, what? I think that coupled with the stand is making me wonder what's going on.
Yeah, maybe they got new gardening crew in.
Maybe. But if I do ever meet the groundskeeper, I will politely tell him.
Great job.
Yeah. But, you know, Everything okay?
Great work. I love this pitch. It's the best
Yeah.
pitch.
Everything okay?
What seed do you use?
Yeah. Would you like a solar panel to power your seed delivery machine? But yeah, that was it really. And the patronization of Ferrari when he scored his try, that was uncalled for. Even though statistically correct, that was his
Wait,
first try in like 7 years.
are you serious?
Yeah.
We had different commentators.
Wait, what
Oh
did
yeah,
they
of
say?
course. Uh, it says, oh, you know what? I can't remember. I think something like, you're having a good day when Ferrari scores. First score since 2018 or something.
Wait, were they also just insulting Formula One?
Well, I don't know much about that stupid sport,
Well,
but
I haven't watched it with the English commentators, but they can fuck off because Ferrari is one of the best props in the tournament. He's an Italian international. The fucker used to play at Toulon. Look, I'm not having it. Yeah, he doesn't score tries because he's too busy driving over the tries, doing hard work. He's not a selfish man.
He did. He
He's a
did.
classy man. He finishes the game, he puts on a shirt. He's a Moscow Mule. This guy doesn't need their approval.
He did. Take out Jacob, and I think it was Wirtron did a kick and chase for him.
That look, it takes two to tango.
It was
I
so
don't
weird.
upset anyone. 100% Jacob's fault when I saw it. Like Ferrari is like he's getting back on side. Right? He's doing what he has to do as a prop. He's running backwards to not be on side. And it's a bit like running into an A380. It's like the A380 will not move for you. The A380 doesn't know what you're doing. It's not going to get out your way. You got to run round it.
true.
That's what I saw. I only saw it once, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what
That's
made
it.
Coach mad this week.
Oh, I saw Venice today
What do you mean?
on my flight back.
No way.
Yeah, I was flying back, window seat, and I was just looking out the window, and I saw the Lido. But normally I check the flight route, the weather, the wind direction, plane number, plane age, but I never looked at the flight path. And I was just looking out the window, listening to some music, and I saw the Lido, and I was like, "Oh, that's an interesting thing in the middle of the sea." And it took me a good minute to realize that's Venice.
That's so cool.
That's very cool.
Venice flew right over it.
That's
Like,
so
wow.
crazy.
It's weird.
Wow.
It's very strange to be startled by an entire city.
Yeah.
Like, oh, not like, oh,
Wow.
I found that old book I was looking for. Not, hey, that's that city I go to a lot.
Was it your first time in Greece?
Yeah,
And how would you rate it?
8 out of 10.
Okay.
Pretty good. Pretty good. The friendly people. Athens, there's not much to do, but what there is to do is excellent. Like the Acropolis, Parthenon. If you like your history, you love it.
What was the museum you weren't happy with?
The Acropolis Museum. There wasn't much in it, but I'm not gonna.
And whose fault is that?
Could have been us, the Brits, but I'm not going to apologize.
Because this is an Italian rugby podcast, it would be inappropriate.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with it. Look, come and claim him. That's a great. That's a Spartan. It's a Spartan phrase for you Greeks. Come and get him.
We got a voice.
Right, and that's us cancelled. You weren't cancelled on your own. Cancelled now.
But no,
Great.
it's very good. Recommend. Food's
Okay.
great. People are great. Beaches are great. Nightlife's great. Rooftops are great. Everything I
And he
like.
loves the
Really.
rooftop. Yeah. Temperature wise, it was like
Good. Go end of September.
Fantastic. Moving on away from
Eddie's
coach's holiday.
Okay.
He did have a rooftop he really liked. Obviously, in the Premiership, the Italian rugby players did. The Exeter guys lost against Bristol. Bristol did a hilarious video on Instagram. Check it out. It's to do with Judge Rinder. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it too. What else happened? Northampton beat Leicester. Some of our listeners very upset about that. They're Leicester fans. However, Tadaro, who I told them to watch out for before the game, got player of the match, scored a try, set up another try, 95 metres made, etc., etc. Fantastic. That's him playing on the wing. That's even outside of his natural position as centre. So he's putting his hand up entirely for Italian selection, which is jumping the gun. But if you continue doing that,
Yeah.
there's no other.
Can't ignore you.
You're definitely getting in the squad, whether you get on the pitch or not. Who knows? Lewis Line has scored 4 tries. Capozzo is playing right now and missing it on the wing. So is Martin Page-Rello in the top 14. So the Battle of France is happening right now. Toulouse versus UBB. Martin Page-Rello starting at 9 and Capozzo on the wing. So basically Italian rugby in absolute rude health. Rude health. They've got players all over the Premiership. They've got players all over the top 14. Some of the biggest clubs doing amazing stuff. Benetton's beating people for fun. Don't take that seriously. They just won a game. But generally, pretty good. So that's it, really. Nothing else to add. Anything else? No, that's it. That'll do. Toulon lost, but Garbisi and Brex weren't playing.
Wow, neither of them. Brutal.
That's why they lost. It shows how important the Italians are right now for the clubs they're playing for.
It kind of does, honestly. Like, it really kind of does. And people are noticing it. Like, people are really noticing it.
Right, I'm going to go.
Grazie mille.
It's been lovely to see you.
Right.
Thanks.
Doing great. Right. Grazie mille tutti. Ci vediamo.
If any of our listeners are going to be in Edinburgh on Friday night for the game, please get in touch, for Eddie will likely be there and maybe even coach. So I recommend going.
I will.
Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week. Ciao a tutti.
Ciao.
Ciao.